Now, we're recreating some of the city's most popular cafe fare, and Anna, you are like a France expert. I feel like you are.
Well, I do like to go, and I think it's a great layover city.
Yes.
So as opposed to booking a 5 or a 7-day trip, I like, if I'm going somewhere else, let's get to Paris and use that as the jet lag recovery. Or I'm on my way home, and then I pick a neighborhood. My last trip, I like to travel off season. So in February, I went to, I take pictures of butter too.
I do too, I know. This is why we get along.
I went to Montparnasse, and that is, the big boulevard has all the grand dames of the cafes and brasseries, La Coupole, La Rotonde, Le Select, and I had steak frites, and I love it.
Beautiful.
And I saw your picture.
Yeah,
Looked really
steak frites
good.
is a must.
Yeah, you gotta go for it.
It's simple. I love it as a cafe item because it's a smaller portion. We're not going for the big American steakhouse steak.
No.
It's delicate, but really good fries and a really good, well-cooked steak is important. So let's talk about the fries.
Yes, let's talk about my very favorite thing, French fries.
The first thing you need to know is you want to start with a russet potato. These make a fry that is fluffy on the inside, super crispy on the outside.
Beautiful.
You peel it, you cut it, and then this is something I recently picked up because I used to only cook twice in oil, a lower temperature and then a higher temperature. But if you boil your cut French fries in acidulated water, so 1 tablespoon of water for every 1 liter.
Oh, 1 tablespoon of vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yes,
sorry.
per liter.
What did I say?
You said water. I was like,
water.
that's
A tablespoon of water.
Yeah.
Vinegar and salt to the water. The salt seasons the fries. The acid. So think to apple pie, how you don't use flabby eating apples like Red Delicious that are low in acidity. You use tart apples like Granny Smith because the acidity keeps the shape. So your fries will hold together. You're cooking and seasoning, and then you cool them completely. You fry them once.
Okay,
and
fry
it's
them
up to
once.
you. We'll talk about frying in a second.
Yeah.
The key is you freeze them.
Freeze them?
So do this weeks ahead of when you want to make them, or days, or hours.
You're telling me you didn't just get these in the freezer section? You prep these? Yeah, you prep these. Yeah.
Snip, snip, snip on the tray. But when you put them on in a single layer, and you can do this ahead of time, so frozen, the water within the potato freezes and those ice crystals expand, and that blows up the potato that when it hits the fryer frozen, you get even fluffier fries.
It's almost like the inside becomes like a mashed potato, and then the outside is a crunchy chip.
Yes.
Oh,
and the
Olson.
double cooking, you have the choice of using the deep fryer if you want. I make French fries only in the summer because I put my little tabletop fryer outside. But just as easily, I have tested this recipe using an air fryer.
Oh, okay.
And so instead of deep frying in sunflower oil, and I like frying in sunflower oil, toss your fries with a tablespoon of sunflower oil and still do the double cook. So then you pop them in, and you can freeze before or after. This I would do in batches, so let's put in half.
So these are going in frozen?
They're going in frozen. And even if you're deep frying, go in frozen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But set your oil temperature, set your air fryer to 380 Fahrenheit or your fryer oil 380. This is really hot, but the minute you put the frozen fries in, boom, it's going to bring it down.
Yes.
Always make sure you maintain 350 or higher.
Okay, perfect. For that
and
golden
get
brown.
nice golden brown.
I feel like we have an Anna Olson frozen French fries coming to our
Going to start
gourmet.
Yeah.
It's gourmand.
That's fancy. Now, speaking of gourmet things, we're also going to work on the steak. But first, we wanted to chat a little bit about our favorite, I think our favorite ingredient.
Butter.
Butter. Yeah.
Who loves butter?
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the best. Yeah. All right, what are we doing here?
This is a compound butter, meaning it's a cold butter that you use to toss vegetables in, or in this case, because we're cooking a very lean steak, it's going to baste the steak, not while we're cooking it, but afterwards to make the sauce. It's called the maître d'hôtel butter.
Ooh, fancy.
And it is simply a combination of, now this is good cultured butter, which means it's got a depth of flavor, it's had time to age and develop flavor, and a higher fat content. And to that, I add some salt. If you want to
Beautiful.
toss in some pepper.
Okay.
The parsley keeps coming in.
Oh, we gotta have the
Do
parsley.
not underestimate the value of parsley. A little chive and just a splash of lemon juice.
I love the lemon juice addition too. You don't necessarily think of putting that in the butter, but it really works well.
It brightens it up. Well, it also then, as the butter melts on whether it's your fresh asparagus or your steak, it emulsifies. So your butter, you don't get pools of grease on your on your pan.
So we'd mix that up, wrap
Yeah.
it up, and that you can do in advance and pop it in the fridge, right?
yeah, like a little bonbon if you want to grab it.
I'm gonna go grab it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now you want to get to work on those steaks. So
Sure.
Perfect. Ooh. It looks literally like a candy.
It is.
Yeah. It's a candy of butter.
And so you have that on hand and you slice it and we'll put it on afterwards when the steaks are done.
Perfect.
We are gonna cook. Now, you sometimes see on cafe menus steak frite referred to as bavette. Bavette is the cut of steak.
Okay.
So this is in the same family as a hanger steak or a skirt steak. So if you can't find bavette, you can use either of those. Super lean. The nice thing about a whole bavette steak, it's about 24 ounces.
Okay.
So just cut it into 4.
Oh, perfect.
Very easily. So you get these individual steaks. What you want to make sure you do is pat it very dry.
If
so
you
get
want
a
to sear.
good- Yes.
100%.
And grilling a steak is the American style to cook a steak. We are cooking ours in a cast iron skillet
Okay.
on the pan. We're going to get a beautiful sear. Again, I'm going to season with salt and pepper, just like I did that butter.
Stunning. And do you put any sort of oil or anything on this steak or in the pan?
A little bit in the pan
Okay.
to heat up. And you want to heat that pan up, get that overhead fan going.
Yeah, we're
if you
doing
have it, or open the front
Or
door.
get your local child. This was my job when my
Yes.
mom would cook with a pillow near the fire alarm. Yeah.
And now I'm putting the seasoned side down, and I'll finish seasoning.
Oh, tell us about the steak. I'm gonna check on those fries.
Okay, it only took 2.5, 3 minutes aside
Okay.
for blue to medium rare. And so if you're going to order it at a cafe, medium rare is à point.
Okay, à
So
point.
à point.
À
So
point.
that's
Very
how you
nice.
know how to ask for it if you like medium rare.
Oh.
Medium, demi-anglais.
Demi-anglais. Oh, that's a nice
Yes.
one. Is that like English kind of vibe?
I think so.
I think it's like, guys, you want a medium. Yeah, they want it blue. Yeah.
Those fries look great. They work in the air
Look
fryer.
at these
It's really nice.
crunchy,
Oh,
crispy, perfect fries. I am listen, you're right in that audience. I am feeling
Everyone
this.
loves a fry.
Oh
And
my
a
gosh.
little sea salt on everything.
Yes.
And let's not forget about
That-
a pat of butter
And
or
again,
two.
one thing you also want to point out is, tell me about your plate, Anna, because you have a very
Yes.
specific thing about your plates.
Well, you know, fries get cold so quickly. The steak, because it's cooked medium rare, is barely warm in the center. It'll cool down too fast. Heat your plate.
Heat your
Nice.
plate.
Yeah.
It's
Keep
a
it
simple
warm.
step,
Yeah, keep
but
it
it makes
warm.
you look like you're the fanciest person this side of the Atlantic. Let me
Fry.
tell you. Oh, I would love a fry, and I'm
Side
going
of
in
mayo.
to a mayo,
I'm salivating over
obviously.
here.
Oh my God, Anna. The fleck on the inside of that fry. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. No. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.